guys, what's up? So this is week 4, January the 23rd through January the 29th, weekly wrap up for you guys. I received some book mail in the mail a couple days ago from Valentine PR. So let's open that up real quick, see what they decided to send me. It feels like a book. Let's see which book they sent. I also got my romance reveal box, so be on the lookout for that video. And things like that. So they sent me a copy of The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by Elizabeth Rourke. I've never heard of this author. I don't think so. It'll be a debut author for me. Yummy cover. So yeah. Let's see. What is it about? Ex-boyfriend, Six Bailey ass family trip. Okay, so sort of forced proximity. Rude older brother. So maybe brother's best friend. Or yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm here for this. I'll be checking this one out. Thank you, Valentine PR, for sending me this book. I greatly appreciate it. So if you haven't figured out, last week was horrible for me. I had a flare-up that ended up flaring on Thursday night into Friday, pushed through Friday, and then rested all day yesterday, and then, of course, doing this today. Found enough energy to pull myself together and get these videos done and stuff like that for you guys. I have other things. I have videos on my phone, you guys. It's crazy. I have videos on my phone that I need to edit, but I can feel, and I don't know if you guys can notice it, but my eye is definitely, it has like the pulse going, and the deterioration that it had last year around this time, after all the stress and craziness that ended up happening at the end of February, is happening again. So I have to decrease my stress levels again. And I have a feeling it's because, you know, just recently found out that I'm probably going to have to buy a new car. And I'm not super excited about that, because in order to buy a car, you have to, you know, have a job. And I appreciate the ones that do support me here, but there's not enough of you guys that are supporting me here on Patreon that I can just rely off of this to, you know, be able to live. So yeah, there's that. And I've taken note from some other creators when they're like, oh, I don't like when people are complaining or, you know, trying to make all this type of stuff, you know, complaining to their viewers and things like that. So you guys will be hearing this, but it probably won't be said over on the YouTube channel, the free YouTube channel side. But yeah, that's some of the things that are going on right now with me. So that stress of having to possibly find a job outside of work or outside of the house, getting a car with a car payment, and, you know, still being able to do the things I need to do as mom, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Ooh, I'm gonna stop talking about that now because I'm trying not to stress myself out. Let's see, what else? Anything else? I think that was it. I think that's all that happened last week. So on top of like recovering from the booster, I had to deal with my eye, like stressing out and doing the whole double vision thing and stuff like that. So let's get into the books that I did read last week, because I got some books read. I got like 6 books read, right? I think that's how many are on the thumbnail. So 6 books, and that was still pretty good. I'm really happy with that number. That's like a book a day. So that's good. Even though one of the days I definitely just read enough to make sure that my streak held intact. So the first, this is going to be out of order. You know how I normally do everything in chronological order. I'll tell you guys about the things that, you know, the books that I read in order. This week is going to be different here as well as over on the free YouTube sneak peek video. So let's just jump into it, because this first thing that I'm going to talk about is a trilogy, and that is Big Ben, See No Evil #1, Then we have The Benefactor, which is See No Evil #2, and For Her Benefit, which is See No Evil #3, all written by Nana Malone. And oh my goodness, you have to read all 3 of these. You're going to start with Big Ben, and you're going to be so dragged into this story that you're going to be like, I need to read the other 2 books. So we're getting the review as one single trilogy this week, and this is actually going to be the featured trilogy over there on the YouTube channel as well. So this book, right, or this trilogy, it is Bond-esque heist. Let me go back and give you all the stats. Oh my goodness. So Big Ben gave 4.5 stars, 3.5 Steam fans. Her Benefactor, 4.5 stars, 4 Steam fans, getting a little steamier for this one. And then For Her Benefit was 4.5 stars, 4 Steam fans. Listen to all of them on Hoopla as an audiobook. And if you don't know, Nana Malone is a Black author. There are some content warnings for kidnapping, for what else? Goodness, I can't read my own writing. Definite kidnapping, some torture, some secret society type stuff that's going on. So let's get into what this is, right? So the trilogy, we have Livy and we have Ben, and dealing with grief and death and sex trafficking. There we go. It's all come back to me, just because there's so much to talk about, and to prevent spoilers, like I said, I'm just going to do it all in 3. So we have Livy and we have Ben. And Livy is this Black woman that is in England, and she's been living there. She's been traveling with her mom because her mother was a diplomat, and she ends up being at this party and ends up in this closet, and for some reason or another, Ben happens to be in the closet, like jumps into the closet with her. And this is where their story kind of starts. They start to get intertwined with each other from that meeting in the closet. And then we have like a Bond-esque heist that goes on, some secret society stuff that's going on. Their attraction ends up coming to a head when they find out that they actually work in the same building, and Ben is actually her boss of a boss. So this is sort of a workplace romance. It's interracial. I really enjoyed it. I was like on the edge of my seat through the whole entire thing, because there's a mystery that goes along with it. And even though a lot of characters that are introduced into this trilogy, or introduced from this trilogy, some of them have other stories, and some of them got stories like in the future, because this is the first trilogy to come out. And since this one has come out, there have been other ones for the other people that are introduced in here. You really don't necessarily need to have read some of the previous books that Nana has done. This starts the saga of the secret society and the mystery behind the secret society. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I was just like on the edge of my seat. That's kind of where I want to go with this. I really enjoyed it. I loved all the push and pull banter. I loved the fact that Ben wasn't your stereotypical like white guy that we may have seen, or that I have been seeing in interracial romances that from the past and things like that. I love the way Nana freaking writes in the first place. So to get this book and to get this trilogy was awesome, and to finally hear it, I actually got to listen to the narration, and because I consumed it as an audiobook. And I loved the narration. Mari did an amazing job. Oh my goodness. And it just so happens that someone had reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm looking for a narrator to voice someone that is a woman of color. And do you have any suggestions? Because I know that you listen to audiobooks. And I was like, ooh, go check out this narrator, because they did an amazing job with Nana's book. And we all know that Nana does audio and color with Andy Arndt, and mwah, it was superb. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Red Moscato, which is Lunchtime Chronicles number 30 by Parker Posey. Nope. Posey Parks. I don't know why I want to say that name wrong every single time. Oh my goodness. So sorry. So this is a contemporary. It is interracial. It's a novella. Giving it 4.5 stars. Giving it 4 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook. You can get it through KU. This is a Black author. There are content warnings for abortion, stolen babies, teen pregnancy, depression, and the reason I really loved this book is because we have Eden, we have Axel. They were in a childhood sort of romance, or I hate to say childhood because it's not really childhood. It's like young adulthood romance, and then they are split apart because Eden's parents come from an affluent Black family, and Axel's parents were sports stars. I want to say he was a sports star, or his parents were a sports star, something like that. But they ended up, he ended up taking a different route to his, wealth, what have you. But the two of them interacted, and I just really, I felt for everything that Eden had to go through. And I think Posey did an amazing job at handling these very, very heavy topics. So yes, go check that one out. You can read it in under like 2 hours, and it's just a good slice of life. I really like it gave it to me. It gave me everything I was looking for. Then the next book I'm going to talk about is Naked Sushi, which is Lunchtime Chronicles number 31 by Wright. And this is a romantic suspense, interracial romance novella, giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook. You can get it on KU. This is a Black author. And the reason, unfortunately, why I'm giving it lower stars is because I didn't feel like the story was completely fleshed out. I wanted more, and I know it's sort of bad to say I wanted more, so I gave it less stars. But I didn't feel like the story was completely full-fledged, like I know Kenya to write a story. And there were little aspects of the things that she usually does, but this one, it just felt like it needed a little bit more. This is a Asian man, Black woman romance, and we have Layla, who works in this sort of club, and then we have Reno, who is a enforcer to the Yakuza, and the two of them are fated, and there's no paranormal romance or that's aspect to this, but Reno believes in a higher power of finding his other half and things like that, and I was here for it. The naked sushi part was very, very sexy, and I enjoyed that. I did think there could have been a little bit more steam. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was I read this during my flare, so I missed a little bit of it, but for the most part, I kind of just wanted a little bit more of this. And then the final book that I finished reading last week was Put Me in Detention by Meghan Quinn. This is slotted as a rom-com, but I'm sort of putting it in contemporary. I'm giving this one 3 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans. Had it as an ARC, but wasn't able to get to it until I listened to it as an audiobook. And this is Cora and Pike's story. So Cora, we know, is Arlo's sister, and Pike, we know, is a British teacher that has come to work with all of the other teachers that we have already met. And this very much cannot be read on its own. Lots of people put in their reviews. While I was reading it, during the middle part when Meghan lost me on this one, she you very much need to have known the backstory for Cora, for Arlo, for Greer, for Kiko, for Kelvin, for all the people that are involved in this story. And then right about the 60% mark is where Meghan ended up losing me. And I kind of zoned out and was like, okay, what's going on? And then the last 40% of this book, I was like, why? And normally I enjoy Meghan's books, but this one just seemed like it was 40% too long. I really enjoyed all of the pranks and the witty kind of hate to lovers sort of aspect to it, but then it just kind of got draggy, and this one just didn't hit right. It didn't hit me right. So there's that, sadly. So what am I currently reading? I am currently reading The Birthday List, which is Mason Jar #1 by Devney Perry. Finally getting around to this one. Super excited to finish reading it. And I am also reading Spice Cake, which is Lunchtime Chronicles #32 by Keta Kendric. And it's doing some things. It is doing some things to me. Like, really. I'm really kind of excited to talk about this book with you guys next week, once I finish it and things like that. I'm also working on all of those books that weren't in this video, that were in that last sneak peek video, or actually in our last video. So yes, there's that. There is that. There's a lot of books in there. So I'm gonna be trying to get through those. I probably won't finish those for January, because we only have like 2 days left, day and a half, because it's kind of late right now while I'm doing this. So today is kind of over. So I have 1 day to finish a whole bunch of books, which isn't going to happen. So, yeah, there's that. But we have all of next week to finish all of those books from that video. So, other than that, thank you guys for hanging and being around. Hope you're enjoying everything, and I will see you in another video. If you come with me,